Trail Goddess Part 2, Guild Boss. Welcome back to another Bit Legend video, fellas. So this is where I expect Trail Goddess to really shine, and that is in the Guild Boss fight. It's a long enough battle so you have the opportunity to use those higher SP skills, and we'll see. We'll figure it out. I did show her off in a previous video where we ran through some regular dungeon content. PvP, I wasn't a real big fan, just because if you want to use those high skills, it takes too long to get a bunch of SP, so you might as well use her basic skills. And then in that case, I don't really think she shines that much over other stuff. And then as far as in trials and ordeal, she was in line with other legendaries, but nothing too special there. But I think it is Guild Boss where things are going to shine. So over here, we've got a Thunder Fury Ancient Blade up in the market. So we're still waiting on the right-hand side. I'll keep you guys updated on how all that goes. I'm actually very concerned about Thunder Fury materials because they appear to be right around the same drop rate of set pieces, and you can only get the left piece from Guild Boss 2 and the right side from Guild Boss 3. And over the course of all these weeks, we have dropped 3 set pieces and we've dropped 2 of these pieces. But keep in mind that Guild Boss 1 can't drop the Thunder Fury piece. So yeah, our sample size is slow, but I'm also listening to what other guilds are getting and things like that. And in the short term, you get a Thunder Fury piece, and you're very excited about it. Oh, hey, look, we got it! Hooray! Let's get the other one. But I think very quickly, in about a month, everybody who wants this item will have the pieces, and you'll keep getting more of these pieces and more of these pieces and more of these pieces. And when you drop one of these pieces, you're probably missing out on getting a set piece or another item that people would want. So I think in around 1 to 2 months, this is going to be a problem, and we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do about it. But for right now, hey, get your pieces if you want it. I still say that only tanks should go for it. It's my opinion. If the Guild Boss button doesn't work, close it out and go back in there. So there we go. But yeah, I still think only tanks should go for Thunder Fury. It has been mentioned that Guild Boss 5 will give you pieces for a DPS-focused ancient item. So save your nuggets, let some tanks get some gear for once, and you'd be in a bad spot if you made Thunder Fury, then they come out with another ancient that you want even more, then you have 2 items that you can't use, and all the nuggets, and then those are items that other guildies could have got, so just be wise about it. We have reset the guild bosses for the first time. So we got the reset going. I haven't attacked Guild Boss 3 this time just yet. So we are going to jump on in here. I think Guild Boss 3 is probably the optimal DPS check. But let's go and take out that one. Trail Goddess. It's always a difficult pick between Azure and Moonlight because Moonlight should do more damage. Not Azure, Final Mech. It's a difficult pick between Final Mech and Azure because... God, I messed it up again. Between Final Mech and Moonlight. There we did it, boys. There we did it. I'm running low on brain cells from all the videos yesterday. But it's a difficult pick between these two because Moonlight should do more damage because he's got attack random skill, but Final Mech usually ends up rolling higher, probably because of the speed that he has. What else are we doing? Swordsman. So there we go. All right, that took a very long time to get this organized. And what do you want to do? I think she hits the front. No, she hits the furthest. She hits the furthest, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, she hits furthest. And there we go. So relatively safe team comp. Let us see how we do. In the first battle, I want to do manual, and I'm going to save up and use her big attack skill. In the second battle, I'm just going to use her like attack target or closest or whatever she has. I think it's attack target. And then in the last battle, I'll do autopilot to speed things up. It's probably going to be a long video. I probably shouldn't have spent so much time yapping in the intro. But hey, you're used to my content by now. So the game plan is going to be that. So let's take a look at these skills real quick. So she has a target enemy. We'll use that in the next battle. She has attack 3 random that we're not going to use here. So we're just going to use her basic attack. But the strategy that I'm using here, instead of having a tank in the back slot, what I'm going to do is let him take that hit, and then I'm going to rotate in, and let's just do it like this. I'll rotate Moonlight in, and hopefully I'll be able to use some pet procs to heal these guys instead of having to use full armor mech and use his SP so he can keep attacking. But we'll see. Sometimes you get the heal proc, sometimes you don't. I'm not too worried about it. The attack random on Moonlight is pretty juicy. Since it got around to him before my pet heals did anything, I will use the healing skill to be a little bit safer. But there we go. And then now we get to use the big, beautiful ability. Attack close is a big multiplier. It's 4 SP skill. And hopefully she gets that 35% strike to make it happen. We didn't get the strike, but we did get a big hit. And so I'm just going to continue doing that with her. And we'll see how the numbers end up. But nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. I probably should have done mount skill there. I can do the mount skill later. This boss does have some dodge, so that can confound your numbers a little bit, but at least it's in a realistic scenario. So that's fun. I think it would be cool if they did add in some sort of like a test dummy situation. I mean, guild boss is basically as close to that as you can expect, but it would be nice. A little test dummy, go in there, hit autopilot, and just come back in like 5 minutes or something. But it is very possible that my original math on what skills are best might actually be a little bit flawed. There has been conversation about should the autopilot be smarter? How would the autopilot be smarter? That's the big hit again. Didn't get a crit on it. I'm going to save SP and get a mount skill off on my tank. And I do think there's some room for improvement. Originally, the devs didn't want to make the autopilot too smart because then it would take away any value from doing manual yourself. And I do think there's a place on difficult content to do manual. It definitely gives you a sense of progress as a player where you unlock new content. It's very difficult. It's mount skill got dodged. And it's difficult content, it's new to you, you need more gear or whatever. But if you manual, you can pull it off. And then as you get more gear, you're eventually able to autopilot things, and that's kind of rewarding for you. So I think there's value there. But what's amazingly being talked about is, when should healing skills be used? When should shielding skills be used? Can we put some rules on these things to make it a little bit more sensible? I probably should be a little bit less healy. Third time she hits, she doesn't get her strike. You're still well within the 35% of her strike, so I'm not freaking out about it. It is nice when it happens though. But as far as the healing with the autopilot, you'd like to see a little bit more rule set. I'm not going to say intelligence because it's not really AI. It's just an algorithm where. Okay, if you have someone on your team that's below 70%, for example, I'd like a healing skill to go off. And then with shielding, how much shielding do you want? Players are reporting that they're seeing their team use shielding skills when everybody is full shields or super close to full shields. So there's definitely some room to cut the fat there and improve these things. So nothing in the works. It's just a bunch of people talking about stuff. If it comes into the game, great. If not, I get it. The game is definitely in a playable state right now. It's just anything can always improve, and that's what we've been working on and seeing with the game. But it would be pretty sweet if I could see this big old thing with a strike still. 4th time hitting with the big punch, no strike. I think the strike chance is going to confound my results, but again, at least it's a realistic scenario. So here we are, punching away. I do think I'm just a little bit of total stats away from breaking through and actually getting some decent progress on these guild bosses. I can do decent on 1, 2, and 3, of course, which anybody should be able to do. Hey, there she gets a strike. I'm going to rotate out and let the pet finish off healing him, but I will use the attack skill here. Yeah. So I do think that tanks will be able to contribute nowhere near what a DPS player can do. Hey, we get another strike there. But it's definitely going to matter. I mean, if you're a tank and you're thinking, I'm just a tank, my damage sucks, I won't bother attacking boss, you are absolutely holding your guild back. So don't do that. Be active. And then as you heard in the update, I mentioned it, and it's also in the channel. Big strike. Can we get... Oh, it's dodged. Oh, the dodge. If you are paying attention to the announcements and whatnot, you'll know that there's a bunch of changes coming down the pipe. So just heads up for that. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. I don't know. It's been a long week, fellas. It's been a long week. But improvements are coming. As far as the game's going, everything's going great. I don't know when Guild Boss 4 is going to be, Guild Boss 5 is going to be released. And honestly, I don't know when we're going to kill Guild Boss 4, now to think about it. And then also, I'm assuming that Guild Boss 5 is locked until you do Guild Boss 4. However, it might be different. No idea. Oh, he's in raged mode. Oh, you missed the strike. So let's run on through. Let's see what the damage looks like. If the video is super long now, I'll probably just cut it in 2 pieces and just upload them at the same time, just in case. But, oh well. I was hoping I'd get at least one of those big 4 hits with the strike and see how it goes, but that ain't how it happened, fellas. All right. So Trail Goddess MVP, she definitely beat out Swordsman, even though she got a significant dodge at the end. Didn't really get a lot of strikes, but hey, again, like I said a bunch of different times, realistic scenario. So this is roughly what you can expect. My total stats is still 3.6. 3.6. So yeah. But look at this damage. Moonlight doing okay. I wish I had another slot to put in Final Mech just to kind of compare all the things. And it would be so cool if I could have like a bigger team, just put all my DPS in there and just see what happens. But let's see how long we're on. Yeah, we got time. We got time to do another one. We'll do the other battles. The last one will be autopilot, be fast. And then Full Armor Mech, he did 3 heals, I think he did. So he's getting the job done, taking those hits. Let's jump back on in. And so go to the guild. If anybody's curious, it's like, oh, you're showing the guild Discord. It's the same Discord. It's just a different link, but it's the same Discord that's in the description. So it's not, oh, he's showing guild info. So we did 300K there. That's pretty consistent for what I do on this guy. And let's go on back. Same team. Keep our testing pretty comparable. Make sure the autopilot's not on. It's not. Okay, good. And so last time we spent all the SP on the goddess doing her big attack. This time we are going to use her attack target skill. And there's a lot of things that confound it. The dodges are a big deal. Whether she strikes or not is a big deal. Hey, it is what it is. But I think she did like 85K, so now we're going to use this ability, the target ability, target enemy, and she gets dodged. But hey, it was dodges last time. Let us continue. You can have some pretty big RNG swings. Honestly, I'd probably have to do a bunch of attacks. And you know what? I might not film the entire thing, but one thing I meant to mention a minute ago was that they have set it up so that when we get the next guild boss reset, you'll have all of your attacks at the same time. So if you want to do all your attacks in the first day, go at it. If you want to save all of your attacks for the last day, maybe you think you're going to do a push and you're going to upgrade in that week, that makes total sense to me. You can use your attacks whenever you want, or maybe your guild is doing something specific. Maybe you guys have a special plan, or you want to, I don't know, you got something going on. Then, hey, you got the option. So let's do the swap-aroo. I probably should just keep my team like this, make it easier for swaps. I'm going to let Moonlight take a hit before I actually worry about healing. I'm going to give my pet proc a chance to get some more heals off. That way I'm getting that just a little bit more damage out here. Typically, so I'm not using his heal. Typically, what I'm able to do with the autopilot is pretty comparable to what I'm able to do on manual. Maybe up to a 10% difference. It's not a ton. If you're a DPS player and you want to really just, smash big numbers and all that, then you're going to have to manual it, of course. But hey, it's not the biggest thing. I do think the difference is it's worth it, especially if you're really close to killing bosses and all that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to switch back, and then he will heal himself because the pet proc didn't happen. And I don't trust anybody else to take that furthest hit. Moonlight has 700 stamina, and he just barely can do it. But we continue. And then I'll just keep doing what I was doing. But anyways, what else? Hopefully this video goes out before the update. All of the updates probably going to be tonight at the time of filming this. Hey, she finally got a strike in there on an SP skill. It's nice. But tonight is your night. If you are a bounty hunter and you want to push content, you want to push through the campaign, tonight's the night, boys. You better get on it, because this is as strong as you've ever been. Do I swap? I think I don't swap. Yeah, he'll heal himself, and then we'll keep going. I'm hoping pet procs will heal up Moonlight, but I'm just not proccing a lot. I think I've heard of people not using a tank for Guild Boss 3. They'll just put like a high stamina in the front, like Zeus Bird or something, and then they'll just run it like this and get that extra bit of damage out there as well. But as a tank, if you're a tank, you might as well just put yourself up front. I mean, what you gonna do? So hopefully we're getting through this. Kabam, pet proc. The heals are coming out a little bit. I like it. Doing that attack random, doing the attack target. Got another strike on her. I wonder if those strikes are big enough to confound my damage. I probably should have rotated Moonlight there, but you know what? It's okay. And players have requested some sort of like boss attack counter or enrage countdown. I think that would be cool. And I'd like to see if the devs would be able to do that. They've been able to do so much. And then also in the next update, if your SP is full, it should turn red. So I'm very excited to see it. There's been plenty of times where the SP was very, very close, and I thought it was full, and then it wasn't, and it was a pain in the butt. So that tiny little quality of life might make some difference. So let's go back to rotating like we were. The attack target skill, she gets a third strike. I think this is going to skew my data, because we didn't get it. We got like maybe one strike in the last one, and it was on a 0 SP. So small sample size, of course. Yeah. I get it. And then of course we'll wrap it up with we'll just do autopilot, and I'll do some swaps in the autopilot though. And just let them handle themselves. Another strike, fellas. I can put him back now. Bang, bang. So we did like 300k last time. Ooh, that was some damage. I don't think this boss can crit, so that's something nice. She got dodged there. Here's the attack random. What do you want me to say, fellas? It's Guild Boss 3. It's not the most exciting thing. Hopefully we get lucky, we kill this thing. I'm not going to lie, I really hope that I get the right-sided Thunder Fury piece. Our guild hasn't dropped one of those yet. So if I could snag that, that would be awesome. Then you guys would get to see a video of me crafting Thunder Fury and making the world's second Thunder Fury. And I don't remember if I'm going to be able to upgrade it all the way to full. I might be. I actually might be. So we'll see. But we'll slap that thing on there. And you'll also get to see me destroy the fully upgraded black hole, aka B hole. You'll get to see me destroy that. You'll see how many lost cores I get and if all that is super setting. All right, looks like, yep, we have hit the enrage. So we are going to autopilot out of here. And yeah, so stay tuned. Thunder Fury weapons coming up. Definitely the tank ancient item. If you are a DPS, I know I've said it before, but just hang on. Just wait for another ancient item. It's been rumored that Guild Boss 5 will be dropping materials and stuff that you need for it. And you know, it's difficult to be patient in games like this. Like, oh, you want the best loot immediately. I get it, I got it. But just imagine, let's say you get the pieces. So you talk to your guild, you bid, you do whatever. You get the pieces, you make the item, which is going to cost you 300 nugs just to make it, and then you use the item for a little bit, then the other weapon comes out, it's even better, and now you got to negotiate with your guild to get the materials to make the next one. probably not going to happen, or people are going to be mad because, like, you've got Thunder Fury, you don't even use it. You're just asking to put yourself in that situation. So as you can see here, Trailgas did more. But is it outside of just the variance of damage in general? You know, it's going to vary a little bit. So last time she did about 10K less using the big attacks. Yeah. I don't know. And then, of course, let's go into autopilot and see, does any of this even matter? But I've seen some fellows post big, crazy numbers of her doing big hits. I've seen her do almost like 300K damage just herself. So clicking on the button doesn't work, close it out, open it back in, try again. Hey, look, there it goes. And our last attack for the day, we're rocking same team. I'm going to move it here so the swaps are easier. I should have done that in the first time. But if you've been sticking with me so far, it's awesome. Look at that, long video. I feel it, fellas. I'm still tired from yesterday, man. There's a lot of videos, a lot of stuff going on. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pay attention a little bit and just make sure I don't let my furthest teammate get sniped. Like that. So boom, he gets hit. We swap it. We're going back. So I'll call this semi-auto. It's not full auto. It's semi-auto. Well, let's see what the damage difference is. So a little pet heal, boom. Somebody casted a heal, I believe. So we'll swap it back. It either looked like my pet heal happened twice or we casted some sort of heal, but whatever, let's keep it rolling. Easy peasy, super quick, nothing too crazy. My guy got stuck in the front for a second there. So let's rotate back. Bada bing, bada boom. But I think she's a performer. I think she is relatively easy to make as far as any of the legendaries are. You're going to spend a ton of time in Raid 6, and you might be seeing some content on me doing Raid 8 and all that kind of stuff. There are plenty of people that don't have time to manual Raid 8 or keep an eye on it, so they are doing Raid 6. Or even if you don't have enough of a big enough like friend team or guild team to do the higher raids, if you're in Raid 6, you're still getting the same cores as everybody, and you're still having the opportunity to catch a bunch of those iron dragons as well that you're going to need if you ever want to like devour this up and upgrade your minion. So you're not really missing out. In fact, you're just easy moding it, and soon enough you'll probably be doing Raid 7 and 8 and all that kind of stuff. Woo, okay. So we will step in here a little bit. Hopefully I don't screw this up. You know what? I don't think swordsman can take a single hit, honestly. Hopefully I can get a heal out before somebody gets sniped. I feel snipe's gonna come just because I'm filming. Woo, we did it. We did it, boys. There we go. So keep an eye on things, pop in, throw a heal, rotate some guys. But this is pretty much the way to do it. And then of course he's gonna cast a healing skill, okay? But this way I'm kind of maximizing my pet heal proc as much as I can safely without somebody getting sniped out. But I'm curious to see what my damage will be. We probably should have looked at the damage meter before we jumped in this one. That way I could kind of get a clear glance at everything. But we're only really paying attention to what Trail Goddess is doing. So there's the Enrage. We're going to Enrage out of here. If you want, you can click the red X in the top corner of the screen, exit out. You'll get your kill points, you'll get your damage, you'll just get out of here a couple seconds faster than watching your team get murked. And so here, she goes back. So in the autopilot, she did 83. In the first one where we're hitting the big skill, she did 85. And then as we did the 1 SP, she did what, like 93, 95, something like that. Sample size is too small to really say anything definitive. We don't know what the error or the range is here as well. But, you know, if you don't have time, you don't want to sweat it or anything like that, just be smart, put in a good team, do some auto, keep an eye on who's getting hit. If you want to be even lazier than that, just put a tank in the back slot and have a healer or two, and you'll be fine with it. So it's not a big deal. And let's go. Let's take a look at our damage. So there we go, loading up. Internet here is a little bit slow. I've actually been doing better on the Wi-Fi than I have been, better on the 4G than I have on the Wi-Fi. But that is a local issue. And here we go, boys. What do we got? So just a little bit under the 300K average. And that kind of makes sense. But there you go. There you go, fellas. So hopefully we'll kill that boss tonight or tomorrow. We'll get the right side, and then I'll be showing you guys a video of me making this thing if nothing crazy happens. As always, appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.